Hey, what's up guys? This is Tony. This video is about using the night bag and getting a good night's sleep in the best position to put the tubing and what have you. This is what I learned on my own. There are recommendations out there, right? But for a person that's lived through wearing a catheter for many, many months, and my sleep was really important to me, right? This is what I figured out on my own, and it turned out fantastic. So I hope it helps. Hey, what's up? So here is Jason in the bed. Got ready for bed. So got the night bag attached right here. Here's the tube, right? Goes down the side of the bed, and it's attached to the hanger trick that I told you right here. And there's the bag, right? And it just hooks on right there. So what I wanted to share with this video is that what I figured out is, I don't know, I'm not a stomach sleeper, I'm a back or side sleeper. So for the stomach sleepers, can't help you. Maybe you'll have to switch over for the next couple of months. But what I found was that it worked really well if you actually place the tube here, right, in between your legs like this, right? So that just in case in the nighttime, if you roll to your side, right, like this, it's not going to pull on the tube, right? So I found that worked really well, as opposed to putting the tube over your leg, right, which actually shortens the distance, and you could end up tugging on the tube, and the worst thing that could happen is that could pop out, which you don't want to happen. So that's one of the tips. Another tip that I found great was at night, just for a bit of freedom, if you will, right, was to loosen the securement, right, and because it's still tugging on you, you know, way over there. So what I found for myself only at night was that I was able to loosen the securement, right, and let the catheter out so that it was actually free, right, which actually turned out to be amazing because it wasn't like it was tugging at night. It really, really helped me out. You know, I had a much better night's sleep without waking up with this tugging sensation, and it kind of gave me a break from having my stuff over to one side all the time. So that actually was a relief to be able to release that. The underwear holds it still in place, right, you know, and again, it gives you actually even a little bit more space, a couple inches, right, so that it's not tugging just in case you move like this, and it won't come unattached from here, having you pee your bed, which is not a good look. One last tip, and actually this is what I ended up doing for the months that I had the catheter in order to get a good night's sleep, was I decided to and that's just me, doesn't have to be you, right? But what I found, I had no issues at all. But do keep in mind that the urinary drainage bag has to sit below your waist, right? Was I loosened the securement right here so I could have a bit more freedom, right? I unhooked the bag, which is here, right? And I actually placed it on the bed below my feet, like that, right? And so that actually turned out to be really, really quite helpful. Let's see if we can get this right. Forgive me, I'm not a little director. There we go. Yeah, like that. And there was no problem with drainage. There was no problem with the urine backing up. The bag was full. I had full freedom of movement, so that if I tossed and turned all night, you know, there was no problem, right? That worked out great for me. So you choose what works best for you, and I hope these help. Last tip, I will say as an extra precaution, if you want to, it's only if you want to, you don't have to. I did it initially, and then once I figured out my sleep sort of ritual for getting ready, you know, with the catheter at night, I would suggest maybe you could get a, what are they called, wee-wee pads, just in case, as an added sort of precaution. But I only used that a couple of nights until I figured out the best way to sleep, and after that I didn't use it anymore. Plus also too, you know, you really can't skimp on stuff like that, because the one that I got, I skimped out, and you know, was a cheap ass, and this thing was just like, it was so crunchy, and because it was like this plastic thing, and it was like sleeping on like, I don't know, potato chip, like, wrapper. It was terrible. So, yeah. But if you need to, that's just another added tip that you could have. And I really hope that these help you out. I'm giving you as much information as I am able to. So I hope the content helps.